Hey, it's Rob and welcome back to Axel's Garage. We are out at Axel's East, which is Mark's shop, and we got Steve-O, the little big dummy. He's behind the camera, home from school on spring break, and we have been wrenching away. You've seen our Instagram posts and the Facebook posts, and we've been wrenching away on this thing. Not doing a ton of filming, just because it's been a mess, and this isn't the best location to film, because every time I turn the camera on, Mark and his nephews and his brother start cursing up a storm a lot worse than I am, just to mess my video up. So my main goal has been just to get this project home so that I could start doing the little things to it so that we could have it all buttoned up for Steve-O to take down to school with him. So what we have here is his 5.3. It was leaking from every gasket possible. The oil pan was leaking, the front cover was leaking, the rear cover was leaking, the rear main was leaking, and we had 3 or 4 broken exhaust manifold bolts, and that was causing a manifold leak. So we wound up just saying, let's just pull the whole thing out. So we took the whole front nose off just to make it easier to get the motor in and out. Pulled the motor out, and then we replaced all of the brake lines on the vehicle with a stainless steel Dorman, so one of those semi vehicle specific sets. Well, you got to do a little tweaking here or there. So we replaced all the brake lines. Over on the passenger side, we had to put a caliper and a brake hose. So we put a caliper and a brake hose. We took apart all the brakes, cleaned them all up, re-lubed all the sliders and the caliper pins, and then we had 2 rear calipers where the bleeders were just completely seized in there. So we brought them over to the machine shop with our other stuff that we had machined, and we put new bleeders in those. We got the calipers on. I actually just filled up the reservoir in anticipation of bleeding the brakes out, which we're not doing today because we're wrapping up for the day. So we got brake fluid, and we also put in new transmission lines. While the engine was out, the originals were completely rotted. So while the engine was out, what did we do? Well, we took the heads off because we couldn't get the bolts out. So took the heads off, which means might as well go for lifters. So we bought a set of lifters, bought a set of head bolts, bought a gasket set for the whole engine, and then when we sent the heads to the machine shop just for a cleanup, get the broken studs out, clean the heads up, and relap the valves, just like a quickie cleanup is all we needed. We found out that the water jackets in the heads were completely corroded. The aluminum was corroded from lack of deck school maintenance, really. Deck school just ate it up over the course of the 17 years or 18 years that this vehicle's been running. So heads were garbage. Had to source another set of heads. Facebook Marketplace came to the rescue, got another set of heads, sent them to the machine shop for a cleanup. New valve seals, relapped in the valves, cleaned the heads up. They were all nice. Back from the machine shop, we put them in. Lifters, new push rods, and we were like, we went this far. It's always those might as well. So might as well, yeah, we put a cam in it. We went to Scoggin Dickey and got a truck and tow cam. Give Steven just a little bit of oomph, and it's really the best thing you could do without having to change the valve springs. So this is what do they call it? NVS, no valve springs or something like that, so there's an abbreviation for it. I don't know, but it means that it's a cam that's a little bit bigger. Will run with the factory tune in the computer. Nothing needs to change. Don't have to change valve springs. Just put the cam in and bolt on a little more lower end oomph. A lot of people that have used the Scoggin Dickey truck and tow cam say this is the cam. This isn't it. This is Steven's old one. I'm thinking he should hang it up in his dorm room. But they say that that's the cam that GM should have put in these from the beginning. We'll see. So we got a new water pump on it. We got a new idler on the AC belt, and everything is in place to start really buttoning this back up and putting it back together. I've been working on the brakes. The other guys have been working on the engine, and we're getting along. In the meantime, Steve-O has come over. He was working with Sal, and they came over and they completely tried to strip all the armor all off of the plastic, and they got a pretty good job on the lower plastics. Now we need to work on the upper plastics and the bed cover to get all that armor all off, so that we can, when the weather breaks, we can Cerakote. We're going to use the Cerakote wipes, and we're going to Cerakote all the plastics. I did the brakes, and we also pulled the spare tire down, and we were able to lube up that whole spare tire mechanism. As many of you know, GMT-800s, that whole spare tire thing likes to rot out. So we addressed that as well. And I think we're on the home stretch. Then we can start working about interior stuff and all that kind of shit. But I think we're doing pretty good on the home stretch. And that's it for the update for, and I got fluid leaking. I definitely got fluid leaking, okay. So let's see. See, we got fluid leaking, that's why I wiped the ground. We got fluid leaking there. Where is that leaking from? Is it leaking here? No. So maybe that's from something else. All right, disaster averted. I thought I was leaking from a brake hose. I'm not. It was the bleeder I had inadvertently loosened the bleeder screw when I was doing everything and not realizing, so the bleeder was open, and that's why I was leaking. No big deal. So we got brake fluid in it. We'll have to bleed them next time, and that's it for today. That's the Avalanche update. Moving along, and then once we get it home, you know, brakes, interiors, tidbits here and there, and a real good cleanup, and hopefully everything will be where we need it to be. Hope you enjoyed this Avalanche update. Stay tuned, follow the playlist, and as always, thanks for watching.